Things are exciting in Saudi Arabia. The Saudi Crown Prince, born on the 31st of August 1985, aged 36, is very close to becoming king. His ailing father, King Salman, aged 86, is at home after a week in hospital and a colonoscopy. It's a test to check inside of the bowels and find out what's causing bowel symptoms. There are rumours that a succession to the kingdom may be imminent. According to a number of reports, the US President Joe Biden may travel to Saudi Arabia next month for his first meeting with the Crown Prince. Biden called Saudi Arabia a pariah state during his presidential campaign. Since then, he has effectively boycotted bin Salman because of the Crown Prince's alleged involvement in the assassination of 2018 journalist Jamal Khashoggi at the Saudi consulate in Istanbul. Bin Salman has denied any involvement in the killing, but has said he accepted responsibility for the killing as the ruler of Saudi Arabia. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman will probably get to the throne. He's arrested Prince Ahmed, the brother of the king, and Prince Mohammed bin Nayef, who was the sole heir to the throne. So these two princes he considers his main rivals, as they are very popular with US officials. Ahmed was arrested in 2020, but never charged, while bin Nayef is charged with corruption. Ahmed returned to the kingdom from London in 2018, where he told anti-war demonstrators demonstrating against the Saudi invasion of Yemen to address the authorities, and that is the Saudi king and the Crown Prince. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman is in a position of power. Internationally, a lot of leaders of the West are counting on him, especially Joe Biden, as Biden is considering a pilgrimage to Riyadh to persuade the Crown Prince in order to drop his opposition to increasing oil production and convince him that the United States is committed to regional security. The Crown Prince not only rejected US requests to lower oil prices and help Europe reduce its dependence on Russian oil as part of a campaign to force Moscow to end its military intervention in Ukraine, but also the Crown Prince has rejected Biden's phone calls. The Saudis aren't just unhappy with the US for blaming the Crown Prince for Khashoggi's death and condemning Saudis over human rights, but the Saudis also want a strong and reliable America with unconditional friendship between the two nations. And that's not happening at the moment. That's because the United States has shown that it's shifted its focus from the Middle East to Asia in order to tackle the dragon, China. Nevertheless, Middle Eastern countries see the decline of the United States' commitment to their security as a failure of the United States. These Arab nations have been under the protection of US since they were set up, and today everything has changed. Iranian-backed resistance groups such as the Houthi movement are having hell of a time firing missiles into Saudi Arabia and the UAE, and there's not been a strong response from the US regarding Houthis. In fact, Biden took the Houthis off the terror list.
And I said it at the time, Khashoggi was in fact murdered and dismembered, and I believe in the order of the Crown Prince. And I would make it very clear, we were not going to in fact sell more weapons to them. We were going to in fact make them pay the price and make them in fact the pariah that they are.
The Saudis are not very pleased with US efforts to revive the broken 2015 nuclear deal with Iran. Also, if you recall, several senior US officials, including National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan and CIA Director Bill Burns, met with the Saudi Crown Prince during a visit to Saudi Arabia last year. US Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin also contacted the Crown Prince separately. In one case, bin Salman reportedly shouted at Jake Sullivan when the Jamal Khashoggi issue was raised on a phone call. The Saudi Crown Prince is said to have told the US official that he would never want to discuss it again, and that the US could forget its request to increase Saudi oil production. However, having said all that, there's still possibility of reviving US-Saudi relations. Biden may need Saudi oil to break Russia's economic backbone. Similarly, Saudi Arabia needs the United States as its guarantor of security, and that means the Saudi Crown Prince wants more American weapons. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman knows he has nowhere else to go. Russia has pulled itself out of the equation, and China is neither able nor willing to replace the United States anytime soon. But the de-escalation of tensions between Biden and the Crown Prince, if it happens, will definitely hit Biden's reputation at home, especially in Biden's fight against Russia and China over the New World Order. If the Saudi and US become best friends forever again, then the lie of US supporting human rights and upholding democratic values across the planet will be fully exposed. But the United States has to make a deal with Saudi Arabia, especially considering the fact that the Saudi Crown Prince will definitely now become king. For now, we're talking about months, not years. The Saudi king has dementia. He doesn't make public speeches anymore as he forgets what he's talking about. Also, rumor has it that at times he forgets that he is actually the king of Saudi Arabia. When King Salman was admitted to hospital on the 8th of May, the Saudi Crown Prince also received a call from Pakistani military general Bajwa, who inquired about the Saudi king's health in a phone call. Nobody's sure what was said on the phone call. However, there is a possibility that Pakistan wants Saudi Arabia to double its $4 billion loan package, which includes the oil facility, which would greatly alleviate Pakistan's economic crisis. And for the army general to call, no doubt, the Pakistani army will be on standby in order to ensure the Saudi Crown Prince actually gets to sit on the Saudi throne and rule. Because although the Saudi Crown Prince has either eliminated or arrested his rivals within the family, the Saudi army is a weak army, and no doubt many high-ranking officers could be on the US payroll, so there's always a possibility of a royal rumble. And I think succession will definitely be swift. When Saudi King Salman dies, there will be an immediate burial and snipers around the gravesite, immediately followed by Baya, which is allegiance to the new king Mohammed bin Salman. And after that, some say it will be a kingdom of months and not years. But who knows, I think the Game of Thrones is likely to continue in the foreseeable future. Over and out.